YouTube. My name is Stacy. I'm known here as Flighty Rambler, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel today. I'm going to continue today with the Can You Say Napkins open collaboration that's here on YouTube as well as Instagram. It's co-hosted by three lovely ladies. There's Joanne from Junk Journal Treasures, Susan from Susan Hiles Art, and Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. I'll have a link to all of their information listed in the description box below. I'm going to continue on to this week 2, which is to use a napkin on a tag or a pocket. So I'm going to start with another of these jumbo playing cards. I'm going to choose a random one from the box, and then I'm going to cover it with some tissue paper. Back in 2020, I decided to start my Moleskine for that year by logging all my washi tapes and my stamps. So you'll see here, I'm going to flip through this Moleskine, and the first few pages are dedicated to all of the washies, and then I'm going to be showing you how I stamped all my stamps. While I was doing that, I also had some tissue paper to the side that I would also stamp on so that I created some custom tissue. And I'm going to find an area of this custom tissue paper to use to add some tooth or some ground to this playing card. The card is either plastic or plastic coated, which means nothing's going to stick to it till I add something on top to give it some tooth. Once I've chosen a section, I'll use a water brush to tear it away. Then I'll use a mixture of matte Mod Podge and water as my collage glue to glue it down. I'm going to test the card out for size in a couple of potential junk journals, and it's going to work as a pocket. I've chosen this beautiful napkin. It's a large napkin, and the first thing I'm going to do is get my fingers sticky with some glue so that I can pull the plies apart. There's a really great ghost image on the second ply that I will probably use to my advantage in a future project. I'm going to use my water brush and start tearing out sections of the napkin, such as the hummingbirds, and I'm going to play with composition and orientation quite a bit. I'm not quite sure which parts of the napkin I want to use. So I will tear out all the sections of this napkin, and anything I don't use today just goes into my stash. After playing with composition for a while, I think I know what I want, but I keep changing my mind, so I'm going to turn my attention to adding more texture to the background. I'll use some modeling paste and this stencil to create some texture in the background, and then I muck it up accidentally, and then I muck it up some more intentionally. I'm going to add a wash of color over the top. I'm going to choose these two metallic blues from Deco Art. After the paint has dry, I want to bring that white back, so I'll use the stencil again, find the right orientation, and use some Daler Rowney gesso with that metal spatula. And I'm really liking how this looks. I think I've been repeating this process a couple of times on my last few projects, but it's a surefire winner kind of combination of steps. I'll set the card aside to dry, and then I'm going to turn my attention to the napkin pieces. I'm going to paint the backs of the hummingbird and the large section of flowers and cactus. I'll paint the backs white with some gesso. And then while those pieces are drying, I'm going to take a regular 2HB pencil and do some scribble journaling on the blue sections. I want to leave the white white. Then I'll use my collage glue and glue down the white backed sections first and then layer on the second tissue pieces, and that really brings out a nice depth of color. I'm going to add some sketchy lines around everything with this black ballpoint pen. And then I'll get out an assortment of Pitt Artists pens and Sakura Jelly Roll pens and glitter pens and all sorts of things to add some interest and color to everything. And I'm really liking how it's coming together. That red Pitt Artists pen, I did add some water to it, hopefully to restore it. And instead I ended up putting a blotch right next to the hummingbird. No one has to know. I'll just cover it up with some white acrylic paint. I'll dry everything and then it's time for some splats. I'll add black and white splats with this black and white acrylic ink. I'm going to ink up all the edges of this card with black archival ink. And I love this project, how it turned out. The pop of red and yellow against the blue and white background really make me happy. I'm really glad I participated in this Can You Say Napkins challenge. And I look forward to next week where we're going to use a napkin on an art journal page. And that looks like it's it for this video. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I encourage you to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.